Okay, I got a 3-mile drive down this forest road to get to camp, set up camp and relax. It's a beautiful day out here, beautiful fall day. Weather's just about spot on perfect too. No chance of rain, so looking forward to a wonderful night in the woods. It shouldn't be too long before I arrive at camp. I'm glad usually these roads are kind of flooded, but it's been a dry fall. Despite the hurricanes and tornadoes and things like that, it's been pretty dry. So at least I don't have to worry about getting mud on the tires. So I got that going for me. I think there's 3 spots at this driving campsite. But I'm kind of hoping I'm the only one there because I need a little ALONE time out in the woods. So, wish me luck. Hopefully, I'll be alone. And in my favorite state of mind, which is serenity. Well, things are working out so far so good. I'm the only one at this campsite. There's some leftover firewood. I'm right next to the river. It's a lot further up than I thought it would be. But, and it's quiet. So I think I'm gonna dig it. It should be a nice night out here in paradise. I'm gonna walk a little bit along the river. Find a place to set up the game camera. I think being by the river would be a good place. Wherever there's water, there's life. And here's kind of the wild things about Florida. You know, since the Spanish were the first ones here and they traded with the Indians, they always find citrus fruit out in the woods. It's kind of cool. I have a little lime here I can take home and use it. Although I have noticed when you get the wild oranges and citrus, they're kind of a little bit more bitter than domesticated grown ones. But oh, look at that alligator. Did you see him go in the water? Cool. I hope I got that on film way in the distance. He just slid into the river. He might be coming down this way. I'll keep an eye out for him. Awesome. Man, I'm stoked. Oh man, it's cool. Alright, maybe I'll put the game camera kind of where that alligator is a little bit later on. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, I'm going to set up camp. I got my best poured up. Love this tent. Since I don't use Kelty anymore, I really love this best port. It's heavier, but it's sturdy, and it's been really good for me, so I really enjoy it. And I like having the openings on both sides. And since there's no chance of rain today and tonight, I'll probably just leave it open air like this. Just fresh air all by myself. It should be some good medicine for sure. I got a late start today. I originally wanted to get here earlier, and the Florida Trail's not too far away, and I wanted to walk the Florida Trail because there's 3 backcountry campsites on that portion of the trail, and I wanted to check out to see how they were. But it was getting kind of late in the day by the time I got here, and so I figured if I get up early enough in the morning, I think I might go hike and check out those trails and see how nice the campsites are, because I'm always looking for good backcountry campsites for sure. I'm getting ready to go for a hike in the woods. I'm just going to take my warrior club with me just in case I need it. It's not too heavy, and just peace of mind when you're out walking in the woods. To always have something, whether it's a boar, a bear, or another human, with humans being the most dangerous, of course, of all. Because at least wild animals are predictable with their behavior. Humans are not. Like I said earlier, There's not a big trail system in this area. The Florida Trail is just a little bit south of here. Not far, but so this is definitely going to be forest road hiking, and that's okay. One good thing about forest road hiking is you're probably not going to get a lot of ticks unless you're on a really grassy road, but so I got that going for me. I haven't put any bug spray on yet. If I get into a big grassy area, I will. So I'm going to go for a nice hike for a bit, come back, light the fire and relax, take it easy. Here's another citrus tree, actually several of them, growing out here in the middle of the swamp. So it's kind of nice. The animals have a little extra treat to have out in the woods. Good source of vitamin C. So that's kind of neat to see. And again, it's history, because citrus did not exist in the New World. It was brought to us through the Columbian Exchange when the Spanish explored all through Florida and traded things like seeds, citrus seeds and things like that for other goods that they needed on their explorations throughout the state 500 years ago. There went some deer. That's kind of cool. I'm coming to a crossroads up ahead. I can go left, I can go right. It's all up to me to decide. If I go left, which I've been on before, there really isn't a lot of crossroads, and it actually ends at a little homestead. And really didn't see anything interesting when I've been on that, so I'm going to go right where I was the same road I drove in on, because I saw a lot of side roads off. I can walk down some of those and see if I find anything interesting out in the woods. So, onward. I am a big, let me get my shadow out of the way, track guy. You see these tracks here? They're really cool. They're big. Those are from the magnificent, beautiful sandhill cranes that are fairly abundant around here. They're beautiful, probably like 3 or 4 feet tall. Beautiful birds. And if you're lucky enough to live where they're at, it's some good stuff. They're beautiful. Beautiful birds and beautiful tracks too. See, there's a side road I can go down. So I might do that on a return trip. I'm going to keep going further down the way I came in, but I might go down there later or tonight. But you know, one thing that's kind of cool I discovered that's really great, particularly if you hike a lot of mileage like I like to do. I've been really turned on by compression socks. I wear them all the time. I put those on and then I put a regular pair of normal socks. Today I got wool socks because it's a little bit chilly. And the compression socks are longer too, so they keep your feet and legs really warm, which I really like because I'm not a big fan of the cold. So it keeps my feet and legs warm. And my feet feel really good. I don't really feel like my feet get really tired after walking long distances. So try it out. You might dig it. I certainly do. So, you know, it's always cool to find new things to make you more comfortable in the woods. I'm pretty certain this is a bobcat track here. You could always tell cat tracks because there's no claws, because they retract their claws, and it looks a lot like, about the size of what a bobcat track would be. So it's kind of cool. Find a lot of tracks today, which I really dig a lot. There's a book that had a big influence on my life that I've talked about a lot and in my videos by Tom Brown Jr. It's called The Tracker. And ever since I read that, I've been fascinated about tracks. So it's always nice to come across them. It looks like I might find some water. You can see the tops of the cypress trees in the distance there at the cypress dome, which usually means it can be kind of swampy. So if I can make it back through there without going through too much brush, I might check it out because the swamp's always calling me. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be a little path over to it. It's nice though, really. Just hear nature and no reminders of humanity. Just the way it should be. The sounds of nature. And quiet and mellow and beautiful. One thing I really love about getting a lot of hiking in when I go camping is you do a lot of walking and you get to see beautiful things, of course, but also by the time you get back to camp, you're pretty tired and you usually get a good night's sleep, unless you're thinking about things that might eat you in the darkness, but usually you can get a good night's sleep because you walk so much all day. So I'm trying to get as much mileage in before the sun goes down, particularly since the time change. But I love the time change because I'm a morning person, and now, you know, the sun comes up earlier. So I can actually see the sun when I drive into work, which I really like. So I'm okay with that. So keep walking and walking, breathing in, soaking in all the beauty, and come back to camp. It's another thing I like to do. I like to make a nice little camp, split some wood, throw some tomahawks around, and get a good fire going. I got my flint and steel, so hopefully I can be as primitive as possible and light a fire with just a flint and steel. That'll be cool. Alrighty, I'll ramble on next time some thoughts come into my head, but right now I'm just enjoying it. Well, this is a nice treat. Apparently there's a trail to my left. I just sprayed my pants and my boots for bug spray. It looks more like a fire road, but it says it's a trail. So I'm going to check it out, see if there's anything cool down this way. And hopefully it's well marked. I don't want to be bushwhacking in the woods, particularly once it gets dark. So if it gets sketchy, I'm going to turn back. Well, this is a really pleasant surprise. I think it's mostly a horse trail, because I have seen some horseshoes and some horse hoofs in some of the sandy areas. So that's kind of cool. Wow. I'm glad I walked down the fire road. I was right. You know, I saw some of these paths going off and I said, maybe there's a trail there. So now I'm stoked. I can get into the deeper woods, which is all right with me. I've never been on before. I kind of stop and I make little arrows in the dirt, you know, showing me the way to go, just to be safe, because I haven't been on it before, so I'm a newbie. And it's just another precaution to keep you out of trouble, because getting lost sucks. For getting lost, because I've been lost several times, but if it starts to get grassy and less sandy, you could also make a trail direction arrow out of wood, or even the saw palmettos are really good for it. That's probably Campfire Steve. Give me a call, so I'll see what he's up to, and I'll check back in a little bit. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. More my kind of hiking. When it's more lush and the woods are closer in and it's just more wild, more natural. So I'm glad I found this little trail, but like I said, it's not really well maintained, so you have to come up with your own ways to make sure you're on the right path. And there's another reminder that we're in the fall time of the year. Everything goes to seed. Long grass definitely is ticky. It's ticky to hike around, the hike around, the hike around. It's ticky. It's ticky, ticky, ticky. and only a couple more hours of sunlight now that the time has changed. So time to head back to camp, get a fire started, and settle in for the evening. Alrighty, let's go set up the game camera. I think this is where, whoop, the gator was. Slid in right here, right there, so I think I'm going to set up the game camera here. Looks like a good site. I haven't had much luck with my game camera. Maybe tonight will be different. The game camera set up. There's a lot of noise across the river there. Probably deer. Gonna head back to camp, start prepping for a fire, and relaxing. So serene out here. Digging it. I'm just sitting by the river. It's almost the headwaters of the river. It's only like 15 feet, 20 feet wide, maybe at this point. But I was kind of hoping to be some otters. You know, my two favorite animals are otters and alligators, and I saw the alligator earlier. But I love my otters. And, you know, those who follow me a lot know that I go to my secret spot called Otter Point, where I see the otters a lot. And so I'm kind of hoping maybe I'll see some of the otters. They're just so curious and playful. They're really cool animals. But it's been a good day in the woods, and gonna go walk back to the prairie to take a video of the sunset, and then start a fire and just sit by the fire and relax and enjoy the beautiful woods. You know, it's one of the few places in the world where you have peace and serenity, particularly in the dangerous, scary world that we live in now. It's nice to know that things are always calm and peaceful in the woods. Look at all these crazy dragonflies flying across the trail. They're in a frenzy. I don't know if you can see them real well on the film, but they're flying like crazy all around here. Alright, sunset. Another night has arrived. I'm going to stay by the campfire tonight. I'm not going to do night hikes. Night hikes can be, like I said before, dangerous when you're alone. And I'm going to stay by the fire, stay by the camp, and just relax and get a good night's sleep. Fresh air and the sound of nature. For the most part, every once in a while a plane comes by, but it's not too bad. But and just enjoy all this and relax. Ooh, a bat just went by. So whenever you're by a body of water, there's a lot of animal life, which is kind of cool, which is why I love the swamps and things like that. But I'm just gonna hang out here by the fire, relax, take it easy, and soak it all in and get a good night's sleep and head back home in the morning. This animal right here, the armadillo, will scare the heck out of you when you're camping, because when you're camping and you hear it, it sounds like a much bigger animal and you really freak out every time. So just so you know, when you're in the woods and you hear a noise, the armadillo always feels like or sounds like it's like 8 foot bigger than it normally is, but It does freak you out when you hear them, because you just hear the noise and you don't see it, and you're thinking it's something bigger, and the mind just plays tricks on you. You know, I never heard road noise when I've been here. This is the first time where I've heard some road noise, which means urban sprawl is getting worse. And, you know, we need to save it, not pave it. It took Mother Nature 10,000s of years to make it, so, you know, it ruins the whole vibe. You know, you can't have these nature preserves and then it gets surrounded by developments and malls and highways and things like that. It defeats the whole purpose. So, it's kind of sad. It makes me angry. And I wish more people would wake up and try to save places and, you know, not just make like a tiny little preserve and then surround it with malls and highways and everything else. That defeats the whole purpose. But I'm just a moron. What do I know? Time to go to bed. And the sky is filled with stars, but probably isn't going to come out on the video. But crystal clear, beautiful night out in the green swamp. Morning time, open all the doors and let you out into the world. Well, it's another beautiful morning out in the swamp. Got up early, like I always do. Gonna pack up soon, head on home. There's always chores to do at home. Well, waking up, got some kombucha. It's good for the tummy, good for the intestines, and lots of healthiness in it. And made it through another night. No bears. That's a good thing. And it looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. So I got that going for me. I am notorious for setting up game cameras and then forgetting to get them in the morning. That I have an army of family and friends who text me first thing in the morning to remind me to get the game camera. So heading to get the game camera now and take it home and see if I got anything interesting on it. I don't usually have a lot of luck with the game cameras, so we'll see if I've had any luck this time when I retrieve it and review it when I get home. Made it through the night. It's beautiful. It's always nice to wake up in the woods.